Hello to all of my watchers, listeners, followers. I wanted to talk on some things really quickly, touch on some things that been having some very heated discussions about on my channel. Of course, I'm speaking of Charlie Kirk situation. And it seems like that there's a lot of people who believe that for what happened to Charlie Kirk, that it would be some group's fault that's not their own. And this is definitely homegrown terrorism at its finest. The rhetoric and all of that this kid provided Charlie Kirk. I believe Charlie Kirk was ultimately responsible for his own death. No one should ever get killed for giving their opinion, of course. But when you talk the way you do and you put down other groups of people, and just because he put down black people the most, which he did, it doesn't mean that we were responsible for his death. And just like he had an opinion, we have an opinion. My opinion is, I don't care for him. I listen to what he said. I knew him before his death, and I never appreciated his thoughts. To me, he was a very hateful, racist, fascist, nationalist. Not saying Charlie Kirk was on this path as well, but he did start questioning things in the Trump administration. He did push very, very aggressively to open the Epstein files. It seemed as though that he was maybe coming around a little bit. I'm not going to say coming around and being a Democrat, of course not. But let's just say this. I respect him for that one thing. He's a big proponent of Trump. He helped Trump get reelected. But he held true to his Christian values, his Christian values, enough that when he saw something that was wrong, when he saw something that was wrong, he spoke out about it. And I really feel like I respect that. Going against the grain, that says a lot about a person. But yeah, I don't know how many times I have to say this. I've said it so many times. I don't think no one is dancing in the streets about his death. I don't think there's anyone who feels like he should deserve to die for speaking his own opinion. And that's what I'm doing now, which a lot of people seem to not be able to take, just because I feel the way I feel about him, which I don't hate him. I just don't like him. I didn't like what he was saying. But of course, I'm not happy that he died in such a tragic way. It was terrible. But it's funny how right after his death, his followers, or the Republicans, or what do you want to call them, MAGAs, blame the other side for it. Why? I don't know. Why would you think that the Democrats had anything to do with it? And then, I just don't get it. I don't understand the Republicans, like their lust for just war, and you could tell they get so excited. If you watch Fox News, which I do time to time, because of course I don't like to just get my information from one place. I like to get it from more sources than just one. And but I watch them just to kind of see what they're talking about or what they're not talking about. It's funny. You can watch other news stations, not even news stations, just social media platforms where they provide information. And you'll see all this discussion about things that Trump is doing, or Trump, wrong, bad things, right? And then you can turn on Fox News and they're talking about, I don't know, just something that's so light, like Trump, he painted the ballroom. It's just so, like, you could just see the difference. They don't hold him to any account. But anyway, yeah, I think Charlie Kirk was a racist, and I don't like racism. I don't like racist people. I'm very, I'm very attuned to racism, I would say, because of my background. I am mixed. My father was white, mom is black. Sorry. And so I seen early on how we were looked at whenever we went to the grocery store as a family. I mean, this is back in the, 80s. I'm aging myself here, but this was like early 80s. And we would just get watched. People would just watch and see us because we were such a spectacle. My father white, mom black, me in the middle, my older sister who also is black. We just looked, I guess, we were a spectacle. And so I had to understand at an early age, why? Why were we looked at so much? And I never forget my first time being called the N-word. It was just me and my dad. And we went to like some kind of a water park. And I was probably like 12 maybe. And the water park was full of white people. And for some reason, whenever a lot of white people are gathered together and you're that one black person, they get real funky with you. It's like that's when they get so emboldened to treat you any kind of way. I've noticed that. But anyway, digress that to say, I was one of the only black kids around, and there was a group of white kids. One of them was my age. The other ones were older than me. And they kind of surrounded me and started calling me the N-word and said that, that my skin was ugly and dirty and all kinds of very mean things. I was very scared. I was by myself. I was young. And here I am surrounded by these white people. And they were calling me all kinds of names. And there would be adult white people walking by that I would look at thinking that they would help me. Like, can you say something to them? Like, I was trusting the adults to maybe intervene, but no one did. They all just kind of looked and watched this happen. And I've never felt so scared in my life. And it was just a traumatic experience to me. Like I said, all my life I've been dealing with race. It's just the fabric of my upbringing because of it. So I know what they look like. I know what they sound like. And unfortunately, many people on my timeline expose themselves as racist. Because if you care that much about this man, like I had no idea that he was a white man's MLK. No idea. No idea at all. It would have been helpful to know that because maybe I would have, I don't know, treaded lightly, and because I don't want to be mean to your hero. But if he's your hero, that says a lot about you. And I use MLK as an example only because of the following. Nothing to do with the two people at all. Polar opposites. One's about peace, one's about hate. And when I have all these people who are on my timeline trying to justify the reasons or the things that he said, you sound stupid. You sound privileged. You sound just like a white person who has never walked a day in his life in the shoes of anyone other than a white person, which I expect, but damn, have some empathy. Think about how it would feel for us. You are parading a man who talked down on people who are different from him. It's just sad how bad America is, how racist we are as a society. And I don't think it's ever going to change. I don't see a way out of it. I thought when I was younger, when these older people who hold on to these racist ideals die, maybe America could be different, No. They die and new ones come up. They die, they raise their kids and their kids end up like them. It's just going to go on forever. And the thing is, the more, I'm not even gonna say black people, but the more non-white people are successful in America, it will make some of these racist white people feel as though that they're losing ground. Why would you feel like that? No one's trying to stand above you and look down on you. We're just trying to look equal. We're trying to look at you in the eye. But I think you like looking down on people. I think you like your vantage point. I think you like to see us look like ants or something, you know? But, and then are mad at us for not wanting to be looked at that way and wanting to have equal rights and opportunities like everyone should. That's what America's about. The reason why I can say that, because I know what America's about. I'm an American, and my ancestors built this shit. So I kind of know this place and I know the history. No matter how much you try to whitewash it or bury it from children in school learning about your devilish ways that you've, you know, how you've taken over almost everywhere you've set foot. But I am mixed. My father is white. I have white family. I don't hate white people. I can like white people and still tell the truth. That's what I'm doing. So don't take it the wrong way, my white friends. I'm not picking on you. I'm just kind of, it's not to you, actually. It's for other white folks who seem to have a problem with anyone's opinion on Charlie Kirk other than him being a god. He's not my god. I don't give a shit about him. I don't know him. He doesn't have any bearing on my life whatsoever. So why do I give a fuck about him being dead or not? I don't. I care about I think about his family, his wife and his children. I think he had 2 daughters. Yeah, that's terrible. I hate that. I hate that for them. I hate that for them. But you make your bed, you lay in it, you have a family, you love them, right? Why would you start so much or be the leader of so much vitriol in America and put a target on you? You had to have known that you were a target. You wore a bulletproof vest that day, but of course they didn't have vests for necks. But yeah, so you're fully aware of how your rhetoric could cause violence against you. So you put them at risk for your life not being around for them. Just like as if I had a profession, electrician that was climbing up on these towers and playing around with electricity. I'm putting myself at danger. I have to understand the risks of it. And you had to have understood the risks of what you were doing, or you wouldn't have worn that bulletproof vest. So hey, I feel for your kids, even though you didn't quite feel for them from putting yourself in that kind of harm's way, just to spout ignorance and crap, that white supremacy stuff. Yeah, so like any of my friends on my timeline or friends anywhere, if you are upset about Charlie Kirk, you're probably a white supremacist. And you might not be a white supremacist, but you're leaning towards that. That's for sure. It's just crazy. Racism is like the ugliest thing ever. And I don't understand it. Why do you hate us? What did black and brown people do to you in comparison of what you've done to them? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, they say. No one's even done nowhere near to you what you've done to other people. You have raped, plundered, whitewashed, taken information and calling it your own. Lie, steal, cheat. And you're mad at us. But anyway, that's all I have to say for today. I just wanted to say a couple of things about this whole topic, and hopefully I don't want to talk about it anymore. I moved on. That's your thing. That's y'all's thing. That's your Messiah. Like I said, he didn't have any kind of bearing on my life whatsoever. So I'm about to go to work while you're crying over a white supremacist. Have fun with that. Good day.